Greetings everyone. So here we're going to just give a short example of how to perform a division. Okay, so first example, let's say we want to divide 13 into 429. In other words, how many times does 13 go into 429? Another way of writing this would be 429 divided by 13. Or another way yet again to write it would be 429 divided by 13. So each of these are three different ways to write the same question. Here, this is the way we'd set it up or write it if we actually want to work it out manually. So let's go ahead and have a go at it. Okay, we'll change our color. There we go. So, first thing we do, 13, we look at this number here. How many times does 13 go into 4? Well, it doesn't go into 4. Okay, so now we look at 42. How many times does 13 go into 42? Well, it goes 3 times. It'll fit 3 times and 3 times 13 is 39. So it goes in 3 times, but there's a remainder. So we write the number of times it goes in at the top. So we know that 13 goes into 42 3 times, and 3 times 13 is 39. So there's going to be 3 remainder because 42 take away 39 leaves 3. There's 3 left over. So the leftover part, we put in front of the next digit, which is down here. So now we ask ourselves, okay, what's 13 into 39? What's 13 into 39? Well, we know exactly that it goes in 3 times. So 13 into 39 goes 3, and there's absolutely no remainder. So the answer is 33. In other words, 429 divided by 13 equals 33. And let's check that on the calculator. So we've got 429 divided by 13, and the answer is exactly 33. So there you go. Let's try one more example. So we'll just add another layer and hide that. Here we go, example number 2. Example 2. Let's say this time we've got the number 2,384 and we wish to divide that by the number 12. So in other words, how many times does 12 fit into 2,384? So the way we'd set that up, we'd go 2,384 and then put the number we're dividing into out the front. Now, firstly, so we're looking at 12. 12 won't fit into 2, okay? So now we go to 23. How many times does 12 go into 23? Well, 1 times 12 is 12. 2 times 12 is 24. So it almost goes twice, but not quite. We can't quite fit 2 lots of 12 into 23, so it only goes once. So it goes once with 11 remainder. So our 11 remainder we put in front of the next digit. So the remainder is 11. So I'll put the 11 in front of the 8. So now we ask ourselves, how many times does 12 go into 118? Well, we know that 12 times 10 is 120. Now, that's just a wee bit too big, isn't it? So 12 will go into 118 9 times with a remainder. So it'll fit 9 times. 12 nines are 108. So it'll fit into 118 9 times with 10 remainder. So the remainder, I'll put another color over here now. The remainder, which is 10, goes here. So now we ask ourselves, how many times does the 12 go into 104? Well, we know that 10 times 12 is 120. Well, that's too big. 12 times 9 is 108. That's too big. So it actually goes 8 times. So it'll go 8 times, 12 eighths are 96. So it will actually fit in to 104 8 times with a remainder of 8. So we've run out of digits though. So now what we do, we place a decimal point and put a 0 there. So we said it'll fit into 104 8 times with 8 remainder. So I'll put an 8, the remainder we put down in front here. So now we ask ourselves, how many times does 12 go into 80? Well, 12 eighths are 96. 12 times 7 is 84. Well, that's too much. So 12 times 6 is 72. So it fits in 6 times. So 12 goes into 80 6 times with 8 remainder. Because I've put a decimal point in here, I have to carry it up. So 12 goes into 80 6 times, and the remainder was 8. So guess what? We're going to have to do this whole thing again. 12 goes into 80 6 times. And we place another 0. So we can see it just keeps going like this. So the answer is going to be 198.666, and that just keeps going on forever. So 2,384 divided by 12 is equal to 198.6 recurring. That's a recurring decimal. So let's check that on the calculator. 2384 divided by 12. 2384 divided by 12 is 198.6666 recurring. So there we go. Oops. Okay, so the key here to remember in the second example is if you run out of digits, like you get to the end and you still haven't got the answer, sorry, I'll just change the color there. If you run out of digits and get to the end and you haven't got your final answer, you place a decimal point and you just keep adding zeros until you get either no remainder or until you realize that it's just going to keep repeating itself. Okay, so that's how we do long division, short division. Thank you.